Hi everyone, so today I'm going to show you how to arrange grocery store bought flowers. I went to Trader Joe's today and I got some white garden roses, a secondary flower, and then I also got these. I'm not sure what they are, but I would typically do like a greenery or something of that nature for a filler, but I just really liked these, so that's why I went with those today. And so the first thing you want to do is find your vase. This is the one that I'm going to be working with. It's a bit taller, so because I wanted to sit on my kitchen counter. But you want to first start off by taping a little grid on the top of your vase. I would typically use a Scotch tape, like a clear Scotch tape, but unfortunately I ran out, so this is going to have to do. You also, a little tip and trick, I add a little tablespoon of bleach and a little bit of sugar to my water and mix it in, and it will help your flowers last for much longer. So the first thing you want to do is go ahead and start cleaning up your flowers. That includes just taking off all of these leaves. You don't want any of the leaves to be in the water because it can create bacteria and just make your flowers die quicker. So these right here, these are called like guard petals. And so you also want to just gently take these off. It's gonna open up your flower a bit more. Looks good. Okay, and to get your flower to open up, you wanna just give her a spin. See how big and pretty it looks? Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this with the rest of the flowers, just continuing to take off all of the greenery, or leaves, excuse me, and then cleaning up the guard roses. So I will be back. Okay, now that I have that done, my roses are all cleaned up and the leaves are off of them. Unfortunately, I dropped my roses today when I was walking in and 2 of them broke off, which really sucks, but that's okay. A tip when picking out roses though is you want to feel kind of the bulb for kind of a more firm feeling. Trader Joe's didn't have a whole bunch today of the roses because I went kind of late, but typically I prefer them a little bit firmer than this, but these are a little less firm, meaning that they just won't last as long as they should, or that you want them to, but still pretty decent. So moving on. I'm going to start cleaning up my secondary flower. The same thing here. You want to just make sure that all of these lower leaves are taken off. I personally like to leave a little bit of this up at the top because I think that it adds a little bit of fullness to the bouquet, and I just think that it's kind of cute. So now I'm going to start just like looking through these and taking off the petals that are going to be too low, that they'll be touching the water. So I'm going to start doing this and then I'll be right back. So now I am going to get ready to start putting my flowers in my vase. My flowers were about 3 to 4 inches taller than what I wanted them to be. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut all of them, which I've already done. So when looking at them, you want to cut them at an angle like this. And cutting them at an angle is just going to help the flower to absorb more water. So I'll do an example. Literally just like so, at an angle. So anyways, moving on. I'm going to start putting them in my vase. So I just want to make sure that my grid is locked down good. So when starting to put flowers in the vase, I choose to start with my primary flower. I don't really have a certain method to how to put them in there other than continuing to just rotate my vase while I'm doing this. So I'm going to choose probably 2 flowers and then, or 2 primary flowers, and then start coming in with my filler for every time that I put in a new one. And really the key here is to just look to try to maintain balance and fullness. So there's a flower like this that has a curve in it, and you want to try to just use this curve to your advantage when saying that if I put it out here, it's just going to curve really far that way. So maybe positioning it more so on the side where it's not just like falling and leaning over. So instead we want it to come maybe right here where it's going to sit correctly. And really, while doing this, you just want to kind of try to find balance and let the flowers sit the way that they naturally want to. And continue to just rotate your vase while you do this. I really like that petal. So, and also just make sure to use like the flowers to help themselves stabilize each other. So when the flowers are crossing in the vase, you can sometimes just slide one in between two flowers to have it sit the exact way that you want it to. I'm just gonna keep doing this. And I like to finish up with all of my, sorry, my grid kind of came off a little bit. This isn't good tape. But I like to do all of my primary and secondary flowers before starting to put in any filler. Like I said, you just want to continue to rotate and find holes, fill in the holes. So this one again has an angle to it. So I want to find a spot that is going to allow the angle to just kind of naturally take over instead of working against it. So some of these I cut a little bit taller, like this one. So I want to find a place. Let's switch it with this one right here. To have the taller, or the shorter ones more on the outside, and the taller ones in the center, where they're gonna have just the option to be a bit taller and more really fill out the bouquet. One more rose. Same thing with this one. So this rose right here is a bit short. So I just want to stick. It's all about maintaining, just trying to find balance between the flowers. Okay, so starting here, you can see this is a little heavy with this purple right here. So I want to try, I'm just going to get this flower. See, got the curve. So use that curve with it instead of trying to have it sit against. Okay, so there is a more balanced version. Okay, now I'm going to start adding in my fillers. And the fillers are just exactly what they sound like. So they're going to go in spots that are just a little more empty, that you need to just put something right in between. And it's just going to help take up space so that there's not just a whole bunch of emptiness within the bouquet. And really just try to position the flowers so that almost they support each other to an extent. That they kind of like sit on one another so that they stick up well. I'm just going to keep doing this until I find the spot that I like. So like I said, this one is my little flower, or problem flower. Since it likes to curve so much, I just need to find a good spot more towards the center so that when it curves, it doesn't completely fall out. Okay, I think I'm going to put this last one, oops, cut it a little shorter. Right in here to try to just help lift these last roses. Okay. Just kind of part those. here is my bouquet. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching.